All right, for all you folks running one of these 700,000 small businesses here in Massachusetts, listen up. What if I told you there's this massive, multi-billion-dollar market that, believe it or not, almost everyone is completely ignoring? Well, today, we're going to show you exactly what that market is, and more importantly, how you can tap into it safely. Let's dive in. Just take a look at this chart for a second. It's pretty staggering. Massachusetts businesses, we're sending almost $500 million in services to the EU, $100 million to the UK. Now, look all the way over at the bar for the entire continent of Africa, just 14 million. You know, that's not a typo. It's a massive economic blind spot. And for a smart business, that's what we call a wide open door. So that really is the big question, isn't it? I mean, with a market that huge, that underserved, why is pretty much nobody from Massachusetts setting up shop there? What's holding everyone back? Well, it really boils down to one word: fear. For most businesses, Africa just feels like this high-risk, kind of off-limits place to do business. Let's unpack exactly what those fears look like. Do any of these sound familiar? You know, that feeling that it's a black box? You just don't know who to trust. The worry about navigating all these different cultures. And of course, the single biggest one, the fear that keeps business owners awake at night. What if I ship my goods and I just don't get paid? These aren't just vague worries, right? They're real, legitimate concerns that can kill a deal before it even gets off the ground. But here's the thing. What if you could basically neutralize every single one of those risks? The solution isn't about being reckless. It's about being smart. It's about a powerful 1-2 punch: strategy plus safety. And this is how you do it. This is how you fight that fear with facts. On the strategy side, you learn to actually decode the market using cultural intelligence, and you test the waters with these small, super low-risk micro-pilots. Then, on the safety side, you get this incredible financial shield from a place you probably wouldn't expect: the U.S. government itself, through its Export-Import Bank. I'm telling you, this combination is an absolute game changer. So let's just dig into that strategy piece for a second. The APC model. It's all about looking beyond the spreadsheets. So, for instance, if you're selling a cosmetic product in Senegal, you wouldn't just look at demographics. No. You'd explore the artistic drivers in their local fashion, the psychological reasons behind beauty standards, and the cultural role that appearance plays in that society. See, that kind of deep understanding is how you build genuine trust, and trust is the currency of business there. Okay, a brilliant strategy is great, but it's worthless if you're terrified of losing your shirt. So now let's talk about the safety net. This is how you eliminate that number one fear: not getting paid. This number right here, this should let you sleep at night: 95%. The Export-Import Bank, we call it EXIM, offers something called export credit insurance. And it's simple, really. If your buyer in Africa doesn't pay you, maybe their business goes under or there's some political issue, the U.S. government makes sure you get up to 95% of your money. Just like that, the single biggest risk is pretty much gone. Now for the other side of the coin. You know that feeling? You land a huge international order, you're thrilled, and then you realize you don't actually have the cash flow to produce it all. Well, that's where this 90% comes in. EXIM can guarantee up to 90% of a working capital loan from your own bank. All of a sudden, to your bank, you look like a much, much safer bet. And you get the money you need to grow and really seize that opportunity. Okay, so you've got the strategy to be smart, and you've got the safety net to be secure. Now you just need the map, and this is it. This is your 6-step playbook to get from here in Massachusetts to a successful, profitable business in Africa. The whole logic here is to shrink the risk at every step. You start with what you're good at. You pick one city, not a whole country. You get your finances locked down with EXIM. Then, and this is the crucial part, you test everything with a tiny micropilot. Think shipping one pallet to one distributor, not a whole container. You learn from that tiny test, you write everything down: the shipping, the customs, the payment timeline, and you build yourself a repeatable playbook. Only then, once you have a model that you know works, do you start to scale. It turns a giant gamble into a smart, calculated expansion. And this is where that vague idea of exporting to Africa becomes a real, concrete business plan. You're not exporting to a continent, you're connecting with a specific city. So if you're a Massachusetts-based beauty brand, you should be looking at Dakar. A SaaS company out of Cambridge, your target is Nairobi's incredible tech scene. In food processing, you're looking at Abidjan. This super specific city-to-city approach is what makes this whole thing feel doable. Okay, so we've laid it all out. The hidden opportunity, the fears that are holding people back, the strategy to get past them, and the step-by-step playbook to make it all happen. The path is way clearer and a lot safer than you probably thought. So the only question left is, what's your next move? The real key takeaway here is this. There is a proven system that can transform Africa from a big question mark into a clear, safe, and really profitable new market for you. And this program is designed to walk you through every single step of that journey. I want to leave you with one final thought, because I think it just captures the whole spirit of this opportunity perfectly. Africa isn't far, it's just unfamiliar. And with the right strategy, with the right tools, the unfamiliar becomes your greatest competitive advantage. So, if you're ready to turn that tiny little bar on the chart into a major new revenue stream for your business, your very first step is right here on the screen. Send an email to this address, learn more, and start your own export journey. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.